You are listening to the Cattle Call Podcast. This is the place where computer-aided design and drafting meets humor and practicality, with a touch of business acumen thrown in for fun. Jim and Rocco, the owners of Zentech Consultants, the premier U.S. technology consulting firm for architecture, engineering, construction, and manufacturing, discuss the fascinating world of CAD with some humor and some honesty. The Cattle Call Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Cattle Call Podcast with Jim and Rocco from Zentech Consultants. I am Jim, your surprisingly loud host, and with me, as always, is my partner,
Rocco,
who is just dull. See, that's all he gives me, and that's why I make everybody suffer through the engineering joke of the week. All right, Rocco, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
All right. What type of exercise do electrical engineers like?
I don't know. What kind of exercise?
Circuit training. Huh? You know why? It really charges them up. Huh? You got a two for today. Oh, one wasn't bad enough. Just keep getting worse. All right, folks. So we'll leave that awful joke and go, today we have a special guest on, a return guest on the show. We have Ken D'Amato, who is the CEO and founder of SmarTwin, is here with us again to talk about the growth and, I guess, the future of AI in the AEC workplace. So, Ken, thank you for being here again, sir.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. So, for those of you who don't know, Ken's been working for years, kind of in the 3D modeling and AI spaces. And while, all you listeners out there, you guys know I'm a little skeptical of AI, kind of on general principle. Ken's going to tell us about some promising new systems that he has been working with. Before we get into that, though, why don't we give Ken a chance to introduce himself to our new listeners. So, Ken, why don't you tell folks a little bit about SmarTwin and how it came about and what you guys are doing over there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks so much again. I love coming on your podcast. You guys do a great job. Really
at least he lies well when we're on the line. So.
With the exception of the jokes. Right,
yeah, the jokes are not so good.
Jokes. You got to start off with a joke. I'll start off with one. I've been in the 3D BIM and 3D construction world so long. I have the 3D glasses to prove it.
There you go.
Ba-dum-bum. Okay. All jokes aside, though, this is great. I think it's so cool that you guys are, creating awareness of AI, and that's what we really felt around, the pandemic time when it was time to kind of spend a little time at home and think. We were founded about that time. Our mission was to revolutionize how the AEC industry interacts with AI and project data. We were talking about digital twins back then, and hence the name SmarTwin AI as well. And, we really wanted to be at the forefront of leveraging AI and now AI agents, large language models, and digital twins. And we want to enhance construction and project operations for some of the customers that we've been working with in BIM for so long. It's been over 20 years of experience in communicating these technical concepts to the managing construction project companies. And, we aim to bridge that gap between the physical and digital worlds of construction with AI, with digital twins, and the goal is to create an immersive experience because we have some great partners like Globant, who are fantastic at metaverses and using Unreal Engine. And also, they're great, and thank God they're working with us because they're fantastic at digital transformations and data harnessing. So these are the kind of the key things with Globant, Siemens on the digital twin side, and that's where we can really scale things with them, and we provide our expertise and their scaling ability.
There you go. Nice intro. All right, so. We've talked with Ken in the past, right? He's been on several times, right? Really about, the advent, like he was saying, of converting, physical reality into the virtual space, right? Via, scanning and BIM and modeling processes for, project management and virtual marketing. And a lot of those processes aren't, new anymore, though, they're still pretty leading edge for most of us. And what I really want to talk to Ken about today is a tool that he's putting forward with SmarTwin called Plexify AEC. And how that has the potential to be a game changer for those of us here in the AEC space. So Ken, let's start with a pretty simple one. What is Plexify, and how did you get involved with it?
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, we're really super excited about this product. PlexifyAEC, it's an AI-powered search, question and answer AI that gives you kind of like that perplexity vibe, right? But it's Plexify AEC, right? And it's specifically designed for the AEC industry and workflow integrations that they have and need. It's built on the foundation of an open source AI framework. We've tailored it to address the unique challenges of construction and building management. And we came up with Plexify as a part of SmarTwin's broader mission to integrate AI into AEC workflows. We really recognize the need for the tool that could really connect like all these disparate systems and all of this disparate data. And when you think about it, I think that kind of the stat on construction companies is they've got like 17 different tools across like all their different projects. When it comes to project management, when it comes to estimating, everything. And we're not going to do everything for them, but we're going to give them insight in a conversational manner with an AI, just like you would use Perplexity or you would use, ChatGPT. We're going to give them that question and answer conversation with their data. And that really helps them have actionable insights as a BIM manager, as a project manager, so they can look across the entire project lifecycle data.
There you go. So nothing big, just a small, simple thing.
Yeah,
minor thing. Look, because of Ken's 3D background, right, and you here at Zentuck our own very deep history in CAD. When Ken first reached out to talk to me about this, at first I assumed Plexify was going to be like a 3D modeling tool. But while it is optimized for the AEC and design space and it works in that environment, I was actually kind of surprised that it's not just a modeling AI. It works with a lot more of I guess we'll call it the operational structures, within our industries that are vital, but a lot of times just get overlooked. So Ken, how does Plexify play into the operations end of our world, right? With documentation and collaboration and compliance issues.
Yeah. So 3D is super important, but it's kind of, we look at the world in 3D, but we talk and we converse in language, and that's what AI does for you. And so it plays a crucial role in operations by, streamlining documentation and collaboration, and then integrating the document management systems that you might have in Procore and SharePoint, and allowing your teams to query documents. And then track changes, and then conversationally ask about them in real time. And so, it also helps with compliance because there's a lot of compliance changes, but there's also a lot of compliance information out there that's buried that AI can really help scrape and help find. And that's our goals to be able to do that. Really gives you an instant access to all those relevant documents and specifications, and helps you out at meetings when you're like falling behind and you're like, oh my God, I got to prepare for this meeting. And just when you can ask AI to prepare yourself for that meeting and pull in all the relevant information for that meeting.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, nobody has more documentation in the construction world. It's insane the amount of documents we got to deal with.
So it goes back to my old days at Xerox. Because I was.
So you're to blame for all the documentation? Is that what I heard?
What's that? I'm blamed for. Yeah, you can blame it all on me.
All right, so Rocco, look, in terms of this kind of structure, right? How many conversations do you get involved with, with our clients, right? Kind of more around, operational features for the construction design world versus like traditional modeling design tools?
Yeah, most of it's focused around traditional design tools and optimization and training. This isn't something that I get into conversation every day, but it's certainly what's hot and trending, right? That's why we have Ken on the podcast to talk about this cool stuff.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. Look, I will say that I like the unusual focus around, sections of our industry that Plexify is bringing to the table, right? A lot of the big players out there, they're focused on traditional, project management and CAD and BIM software, and
Right.
kind of ignoring, I think, those spots where machine learning can really have an impact on streamlining the overall design and build workflow. So I tell you what, I think that's a good spot where we can take a break so we can get in a word from today's sponsor. And when we get back, I'm going to have Ken get into some of the specifics of Plexify and how it works. All right, so stay around, folks. You're not going to want to miss that. And we'll be back in just a minute with more of the Cattle Call Podcast. Hey, everybody, it's Jim and Rocco from Zentech Consultants, and we wanted to talk to you guys today about Managed CAD Services by Zentech Consultants. Look, every one of us out there in the design space, we're looking for that power person who can handle all of your standards and templates and file structures and answer all your CAD problems. But we run into two big issues. Number one, those folks don't come cheap, especially when you start adding in all of the taxes, insurances, and time off and stuff you got to add in. And then you've got to find someone that you can trust. And that's where Zentech Consultants come in, because I got to figure you guys are listening to us every week talk. You got to trust us. And we come in and handle all your CAD management needs for you with our Managed CAD Services contracts, an annual contract where we can be your CAD manager, doing all the things that you need done for an affordable rate with people whose technology acumen you know and trust. So Rocco, why don't you tell folks where they can find out more about Managed CAD Services and get the ball rolling?
Yep, you can hit up our website, zentechconsultants.net, and if you go under the services section, you'll be able to see the details. You could also give us a call, 866-824-4459, or drop us an email, sales@zentechconsultants.net.
There you go. All the CAD management help that you need but have not been able to get is available with Managed CAD Services by Zentech Consultants. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Cattle Call Podcast. We are talking with Ken from SmarTwin today about PlexifyAEC, right? and how that can improve workflows in the AEC space. And in the first half, we kind of talked in general terms, right, about what the Plexify system does. And in this half, I want to pump Ken a little bit for some specific tools, right, and key features that he thinks are important. So Ken, let's start with the concept of domain-specific knowledge retrieval, right? I saw that on your website. It's a cool term.
I wish there was a good acronym for that.
DSKR
is not too much.
Call it DISCR.
Yeah.
That could go
Sounds
bad
good.
real quick.
Yeah. Like a bad back. Like
Yep,
a slip
absolutely.
disc. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a cool term, right? But what does
Yeah.
it mean? And how does Plexify handle it?
Yeah. So I mean, the whole idea here is, referring to like the ability of AI to access all of your data on your projects, and instead of just like kind of general information from the internet, it is deep into your projects, your data, and it is going to tailor its answers to your specific projects. And we also train the model, and more importantly, we use what's called retrieval augmented generation to have it improve itself on your data and also AEC domain information across the vast amount of specific data that's out there, and also your own specific data, depending on how large your company is, or how many projects you've got. And our job is really to clean up all that data and also to go into the nooks and crannies and find that data. A lot of it can include building codes, construction terminology, industry standards, the things that really set PlexifyAEC away and apart from just your standard, LLM or your standard on the internet AI. What we're looking to do is provide highly relevant and accurate responses to the queries based on AEC. And even if it gets complex and technical, so we love it when people beat up what we're trying to do, and so it just makes for a lot smarter AEC focused AI.
Nice. Makes sense. Yeah. It's one of the things I did like. I was looking around a little bit on your website, and I like to see that, this quote unquote domain specific functionality. It's really finally getting around to integrating, AEC terminology and AEC functions. And I think that kind of concept that, making it more focused, less generalized, I think that's been, lacking, right? In both, software in general at the enterprise level for those big players, and in the machine learning and AI space that I've seen. So, I think that the next big feature in Plexify that I'm positive most of our listeners want to get some detail on, it's the integration that's available for AEC-based software, right? Ideally the big stuff that they're using, right, every single day. So what design and construction systems does Plexify interact with, and what kind of functions can it handle in those?
Yeah, so that's a super important question, a very good question, and asked by many of the construction companies we speak with. And, our technology partners have amazing and great experience with Autodesk Construction Cloud, ACC. I can tell you a little bit about what Globant's done, but it's amazing. I don't know if Autodesk wants everyone to know that yet. So
may still be embargoed. Be careful.
Let me tell you something, man. Well, they have a PDF that's out there that speaks to all of this. But I got to tell you, we have a great relationship with Globant, and they have done great work for many software development companies like Autodesk. And that's super important to be connected with that. Now, our goals are also to connect with Procore and Primavera 6. That's in beta right now, so we're getting there. And then coming soon, we want to be able to connect to some of the other popular platforms out there.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's the vital, right? It's got to work with what they already have. They don't want to learn anything new.
Exactly.
All right. So, Rocco, so in general, right, automation for, design build systems, right? That's where we live, right? Something we've been doing as consultants for a long time. How many of our clients have you run across that are looking for, potential AI solutions that can integrate with their primary software system?
Yeah, surprisingly, we see it much more on the construction end. And, historically, we all know, right, construction has been one of the fields that's been lacking in adopting technology. It's been one of the laggers, I should say, right? And so we get on a lot of discussions where folks in construction are asking about this kind of stuff. So it's exciting, and I guess it a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's still worker shortages, right? So you're trying to maximize, whatever you can from the technology standpoint, because they can't find workers to do a lot of the work. And so they're looking for automation from within the office, at least. And so that's why this stuff is important. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of people asking about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And one thing I can mention, to what Rocco alluded to, is we're super into AI agents, and having some like out of the box, with Plexify AEC, and then building some custom ones where someone says, hey, this is something I got to deal with in my particular construction market, my specialty contracting, and give me an agent that can do this to me, and it saves so much time.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, we see a lot of folks looking for that stuff. All right, so one other feature in Plexify that really caught my attention, it's the ability to generate custom dashboards. Right? And people who listen to this show know that I'm a huge fan of analytics and presenting them in easy to understand visual dashboards. And it's something that we do at Zentech, right, all the time. We work with Power BI and Procore and Autodesk Construction Cloud and other high-end construction management systems. And I'm kind of interested in the idea of AI getting into that game. So Ken, how does Plexify work with custom dashboards, right? And what type of output can people really expect from it?
Yeah, sure. The one thing I want to kind of lay as an understanding and kind of a groundwork here is that there isn't anything out there really doing this. Now, there are many question answer type of AIs out there, but there aren't anything that is harnessing the data of the customer and also harnessing a domain specific understanding. And so, right now, what we're trying to do in terms of dashboarding is we want to keep it simple, but we do want to actually API into other dashboards. And that's where I think maybe, that's something that can be probably more beneficial than something that might be arranged as a dashboard that you might typically see in Procore or P6 or in Microsoft's BI. I really feel like that's the beauty of AI is you're not overloaded with visual information. You just say in your mind what you need and what you're looking for, and then boom, you just go for it and get it from AI. So that's one of the things that we kind of struggle with is to not overload our interface with too much. But then certainly we want to make sure that we're giving everybody the information that they need right away and surface that through conversational AI.
Yeah, that works. All right, folks. So like I always do on the show, I always want to give our guests the chance to talk about something important on their particular topic that I was just too dumb to ask about before we wrap up the show. So Ken, what else do you think that the listeners need to know about Plexify or even just general AI for the AEC space?
Yeah, sure. I kind of see like one key aspect is that AI isn't replacing human expertise, right? It's amplifying it. That's the cool thing about it. And Plexify is designed to work alongside AEC professionals all day long, enhancing their ability to make informed decisions quickly. And we really see like this is because we've got SmarTwin in our name, and it's interesting because I thought maybe digital twins would take off first, but AI took off first. So we really see the future of AI kind of leveraging the phygital or the physical world and those phygital twins, right? Where you kind of merging digital models and real world data and creating a real immersive interactive environments, which help in safety and down the line through just productivity and all of that with AR and VR. And we're going to focus on what Plexify does, and then all these other things are going to come along. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll be part of it. Maybe we'll just watch from the sidelines. But it's an exciting time, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in that space. All right, so with that, we are going to wrap up the show. But I want to say thank you one more time to Ken for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here and giving us an update on the advancing tech that we're going to be dealing with every day, I think, as we move into the future. So Ken, really do. I appreciate you taking the time, man. Thanks for being here.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much, Jim and Rocco. Always have a good time talking with you guys.
All right. Excellent. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here, but we'll catch you next time on the Cattle Call Podcast. All right, everybody. Today's Cattle Call was brought to you courtesy of Zentech Consultants. That's Rocco and I. Zentech Consultants works with design and manufacturing firms to help our clients purchase and implement the software that they need in these complex industries. We provide a single point of contact for clients to buy, develop, and learn the most vital software systems for your specific needs. Zentech strives to be your trusted technology partner from your initial needs all the way through long-term support and training for your entire staff. So Rocco, why don't you tell them how to reach out to Zentech?
All right, yeah, you can reach out to us through zentechconsultants.net. You can email us at sales@zentechconsultants.net. Or you could even call us, 866-824-4459.
Excellent. We look forward to hearing from you all.